Hello everybody and thanks very much for being here. I'm Zara, also known as That Eurasian Chick, and yes, it's time for another game review. Today, it's Forspoken. I finished this game just under 30 hours, and to be fair, I only went for the main story, so there was a lot of side quests on the map. That's a lot left over in the game, just unexplored. Forspoken consists of 13 chapters total, and it's a whopping 97 gigabytes to download. It's a single-player role-playing game with a lot of parkouring and magic. You play as a female character named Frey. You start off in New York City. You're a bit of a troublemaker. Then you find this Vambrace, also known as Cuff, who grants you magical abilities and teleports you to this place called Athia. I won't get into the weeds of all that, but of course you do join forces and you need to defeat these Tantas, or these 4 bosses. When the game first came out, it was going for $70 on Steam. I'd need to check now. It was getting a lot of mixed reviews then, and unfortunately it still is more negative than positive from both PlayStation 5 and PC users. Okay, so now that that's out the way, let's get into my pros and cons list of the overall gameplay. Pros. Movement in game. The running around and parkouring was quite fun, but there were some times where I did feel like my character was struggling and she would often get stuck. Number 2, visuals. I love seeing Frey's shoes sparkle as she zoomed around. Combat called for some shiny visuals which made things really attractive, and no, I didn't find it over the top at all. I found it more visually pleasing than anything else. The rainbow cape and matching rainbow nails was a cool added feature as well, and it made the game pop in my opinion when running around or in battle. I did notice the occasional graphical stuttering, and at the time when I did play this game, I did have a 3080 Ti, but I still managed to play the game and stream in ultra performance. Number 3, combat. For the most part, combat was pretty meh and repetitive, but for the times where you battled the main bosses, it was pretty decent. The boss fights were unpredictable, and that made all the difference for me in my honest opinion. Number 4, auto everything in settings. I didn't mind the auto target lock feature, but in the settings you can also switch on auto dodge, auto cast, or auto heal. Number 5, spells. I like the many different spells to choose from. I originally found it overwhelming, but that quickly changed as I got used to it. Number 6, armor. They added different types of nail art and cloaks as your armory. I guess it's pretty neat. At least you could choose to focus either on your defense, your health, or magic. Number 7, music. The music was great, but not all the time. There were slight delays when you came into combat, and those combat tracks were annoying and sometimes out of sequence. However, other times it was great. I mean, for instance, as the boss got weaker, the tempo got faster. Number 8, character POV. I really didn't mind it as I personally prefer to be zoomed in as it makes me feel more immersed in the world, but I do have feedback from others that they'd like to see more of the world. Cons. Number 1, map. I found the map to be too hard to really navigate and just over the top with information. By putting markers on where everything was, including chests, things that you can use to upgrade, it just made it overall less fun, and it took the mystery away. Number 2, magic spells. It changes after some time, but you need to be really patient and progress further into the game. Much further into the game. Number 3, character and dialogue. I just wish they hadn't used modern language, as it felt out of place and out of context, seeing as they were an archaic environment, you know? The scriptwriters didn't do a very good job on making me like Frey as a character. No matter how good the voiceover was, the character was just always coming across as a bratty, moody teenager with a foul mouth and just zero respect for anyone she came across in her interactions. This actually resulted in me not connecting well with my character, and the impact of that made me not want to explore the world or other realms and, initiate any side quests. I even ended up turning the voices down to a minimum because I disliked it that much. That was fun.
Did I just do that?
Well, definitely with my assistance.
I did not just do that.
We did.
I just moved shit with my mind.
Perhaps our connection has somehow awoken some abilities.
I just moved shit with my mind.
I just keep hearing I.
I just moved shit with
All
my
right,
freaking mind!
Number 4, typical combat. When fighting with a Tanta, it was really fun and surprisingly enjoyable. But when it came to typical battles with the rest of the NPCs, it just felt too drawn out and repetitive. You knew exactly what 3 moves the enemy had, and even trying this on easy made no difference to the impact it had on the enemy. Number 5, game progression. It felt very frustrating at times, as the only way to progress was if you, just did exactly as told, and there was no options to bypass. For example, the interactions in the town of Sepal. You were asked to talk talk to all the highlighted people, and as you did, a cinematic would start, which would take a while to load and as well to finish. Another example was when she was forced to converse with Cuff, and thus you had no option but to exhaust all conversations, meanwhile not able to move in the game at all. And by the way, you couldn't skip. Number 6, parkour during battles. I said this when I was live streaming that I've never played any parkour type of games before, so it could just be me finding the parkouring part of the game clunky, but when it came to battles, it was really annoying for me as I kept getting stuck flying around mid-air as a means to avoid being hit by the enemy. Number 7, size of the game. As I mentioned earlier on, the game is a whooping 97 gigabytes, which in comparison to Elden Ring's huge world being only 50 gigs. Number 8, price tag. Imagine this, it costs more than Elden Ring, and the only reason I compare it to Elden Ring is because there are some elements of this game that reminded me of ER, such as certain enemies and markers on the map, but also because ER won Game of the Year last year. Number 9, sound effects. I had to turn this down because it was quite annoying and repetitive.
You done stating the obvious? Ugh, get the fuck back!
Somebody loves you.
Alright, so that's it. A lot really, but let's summarize. Would I play this game again? No. Do I regret this game? I mean, was it a waste of time? No. Is it worth $70? In my opinion, no. Did I enjoy the game? For the most part, yeah. Was I drawn to the character? Not at all. Would I recommend this game to others? For the price that it was, which was $70, no, I would say wait till it is discounted. So now you've heard my opinions on Forspoken, and to score it, I'm going to give it a solid 5 out of 10. But what about your thoughts? Check out the comment section down below, and hey, I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much for your time. If you enjoy my content, please don't forget to subscribe and hit like on my videos. You can also turn your notifications on if you'd like to receive my latest uploads. Remember, I live stream on Twitch pretty much every day, so why not join me and hang out with us over there? Till next time, guys. Bye!